both gonna say that each other jump together.
Like once there's easy motion, we can go.
No, Shaquille. Got you. No, Shaquille. No, Shaquille.
How you doing? This is Nathaniel Soap Setting, and today I want to talk about Kevin Hart and Stevan Ridley. As you all know, Kevin Hart is a famous comedian, worth a lot of money. Came up out of Philadelphia, I believe, and Stevan Ridley out of Mississippi, played at LSU, national champion. More known for his time with the New England Patriots, won the Super Bowl with the New England Patriots. And Kevin Hart and Stevan Ridley decided to have a race, a 40-yard dash. And Kevin Hart got hurt. Now, the first race, Stevan Ridley beat him pretty easily. And Kevin Hart seemed to be okay. And I believe it was the second race. The second race was Kevin Hart got hurt. Now, the second race, Kevin Hart kept up with him for a little bit and kind of pushed himself a little bit harder, and then Stevan Ridley kind of finished him off. And as we all know, a lot of these football players, and a lot of them, especially the running backs, they run track as well. They don't really just, a lot of people, we sprint, we try to run our legs as fast as possible. But a lot of professional athletes, football players and track runners, they kind of run with a stride, and they take these long strides, almost like a gallop. And, they kind of beat you and they dominate you. So Stevan Ridley beat him the second time, and I believe it was the second time when Kevin Hart got hurt. And now Kevin Hart is in a wheelchair. He tore his lower abdomen and tore his abductors. And we see, a lot of these professional athletes, racing other younger athletes. Like we've seen Terrell Owens. He was able to beat a lot of young athletes or keep up with some of the best young athletes in the NFL now, even at age 40 or 45, almost 50. I believe he ran like a 4.6, 4.7. And Stevan Ridley, in his prime, ran like a 4.6. And we've seen like Dr. J still dunking at 60. We've seen a recent video of a legendary player, I can't think of his name, still dunking at 70. We heard stories of Michael Jordan beating young NBA stars at 40 and 50. And, growing up in certain neighborhoods, we have some of the best athletes. Like my father was a really good athlete. And even at the age of 40, my younger sister ran track, and she started on varsity at a really prestigious track program in Hinsdale South. She started on varsity on the relay team. And at 40, my dad beat her, in the street race, you know what I'm saying? So, but Kevin Hart is 10 years older than Stevan Ridley. Kevin Hart, I believe, is 44 years old. And Stevan Ridley is only about, I believe, 34, 35. So still pretty young, even though he's retired from the NFL. But a lot of times these really top athletes and these NFL players, NBA players, man, we just need to leave them alone. Because a lot of times we get out there and, we tear ACL or tear lower abdomens trying to compete with these athletes. And a lot of times you see them. And like I remember one of my first NBA games going to see LeBron James play, and we see these guys play, and they're remarkable. Some of the things they do as looking from a distance, or even when we see them in person. And the things that they do is just crazy to see, but it's just even crazier to see like they're regular people. Like I think one of the going to the game and seeing LeBron James to see, I guess like I don't know if I expected him to be like superhuman or something, but he just looked real like a regular person, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, maybe I could do those things, but you really can't, you know what I'm saying? Like you really can't run as fast as Stevan Ridley. You really can't jump as high as LeBron James, even though you see him in that regular person, and the things they do is just, remarkable. And a lot of my high school students or elementary school, they want to play against me. And I may play them sometimes, and I may be lucky enough to beat them. But a lot of these athletes, man, they just so athletic. They're so fast. They jump so high. They have so much energy. And a lot of these top athletes are so athletic even into their later age, into their 40s and 50s. And a lot of us regular people, we just stop thinking that we can beat these professional athletes, because there's something different about these professional athletes that they have. They may look regular, but that 40-inch vertical or that 4.5 yard 40-yard dash is what separates them from regular people. Like I knew I wasn't going to make it in basketball when I went to test out. I was decent. I was decent at blocking shots and getting rebounds. When I tested my vertical was only 22. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be a professional athlete. And then when I went to play against Division I players, and there was guys that was 6'2" or 6'1" or even 5'11", and they had a 40-inch vertical, and they were jumping over me, then that's when I knew I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be a professional athlete. Even though I had the dreams and aspirations that I can do this just because I was tall and I could rebound and block shots. But when I got to the Division I level and I was playing against these players in open gyms, not even in a regular game, and these guys were jumping over me, I mean, literally jumping over me at 5'11" or 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", and I'm 6'6", 6'7", they were jumping over me. I was like, yeah, I'm not a D1 athlete. I'm not going to be a professional basketball player. I'm going to be a regular guy. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm tall, I'm a regular dude because I can't even, first I couldn't even jump as high as these guys, and I couldn't even get off the floor as fast as these guys. These guys were jumping like a Dennis Rodman. They were jumping 2 or 3 times when I jumped once. I would jump once, and then when I was thinking to jump again, they had already jumped 2 or 3 times. So that's how athletic some of these guys are. And, you know, a lot of times, we, like I said, we come from certain neighborhoods, so we got people who they may be the fastest one in the neighborhood, or they may be the most strongest in the neighborhood, or most athletic. But when you go against the professional athletes who are some of the fastest and most athletic in the world, it's just very different. So, you know what I'm saying? It's very fun, you know, funny to see a lot of our, you know, comedians or our singers or entrepreneurs or business people who are very athletic and probably played college sports or very good in high school sports, and they want to challenge some of these professionals. You know, it's fun to see, and I think it's still good for the culture. But, man, we need to leave these professional athletes alone. And again, sorry to see that Kevin Hart is in a wheelchair. You know, so hopefully he gets well soon. And like you said, it's going to be probably a long time before he decides to race his son. But he probably shouldn't race his son once his son get older either. Man, go ahead and leave that alone. Just sit down. Let your son claim that. Because maybe Stevan Ridley could probably race his son when he's 40 or 50 because he's just different. But, man, some of us regular, like I said, some of us regular people, we just need to sit down because even when I used to go hoop, there'd be some guys there tear their Achilles, tear their ACL, and you got to get up and go to work in the morning. You know what I'm saying? You need to tear your ACL and your Achilles out there trying to be MJ and remember them limelights, and now you got to sign the paperwork to see how long your job gonna pay you to heal, and they trying to figure out how you got hurt if you got hurt at work, and now you're trying to lie and say you got hurt on a slip and fall, and now you fired. You know what I'm saying? But you got to go to work in the morning. Us regular people, we got to get up and go to work in the morning. So you get up and get some exercise. But look, I ain't about to be, once you hit me too hard or something like that, look, hey, man, I got to go home because I can't go to work with a broken nose. I can't go to work with a torn ACL. And I can't go to work with a torn Achilles because I got to get up and go to work in the morning. I got to pay these bills. If I got a torn ACL, I can't pay these bills because I can't walk up the stairs and go teach these kids. So like I said, it was fun to watch the race. Shout out to Stevan Ridley and shout out to Kevin Hart, you know, for doing it. You know, of course it was for ego, but, you know, doing it for the fans because the fans love to see this. But sorry to see Kevin Hart get injured. But again, you know, Kevin Hart may miss out on the role because he's hurt. Now he got to sit out. You know, hopefully he can still get an animated role while he's hurt and, you know, just use his voice because he's been blowing it up on animated as well. But, you know what I'm saying, he's been doing a lot of action movies with Netflix deals. So now he got to probably wait for the next action role, you know what I'm saying, because he can't do one right away because he got to heal, you know what I'm saying. But again, shout out to Kevin Hart and Stevan Ridley for the race. It was amazing to watch. Again, this is Stevan Swope, Swope said signing out, and you all have a good one.